Alola! No, that is wrong. That is very wrong. I don't do that. No, no, no. Let's try that again. Well, hi there, and welcome to Super Skarmory's Pokemon Sun and Moon walkthrough. Now, normally Pokemon games give me an intro and a title screen and all that good stuff, so like I have a moment to introduce things, but Sun and Moon just throws you right into the game's running. I do have a few announcement-y type things, but I'm going to save that boring stuff for the end of the video if you're interested. For now, what you are interested is that I am here to bring you a new adventure in the wonderful region of Alola, which is totally nothing like Hawaii. Nothing at all. Now, the games did just come out 3 days ago as of the making of this video, and I've basically gone without sleep so that I could learn as much as I possibly can to bring you a fun and informative walkthrough slash let's play. However, since the games did just come out, I'm still learning things. I'm still trying to flush out some of my editing ideas that I have, so bear with me. You might see a few weird things in the next couple videos. I'm still getting back into my rhythm since I haven't done YouTube videos in a very long time. But I do look forward to bringing you an amazing series, and I hope you guys enjoy all the effort I've put into making this my best project yet. So without further ado, let's jump into our new adventure in the beautiful islands of Alola. Our adventure begins on a bright sunny day with not so funky looking clouds. You know, I started my YouTube channel 9 years ago, and back then I could actually make fun of the graphics in video games. But man, Sun and Moon, I never thought I would see the day where Pokemon just blows my mind graphically. The graphics in this game are so stunning that they actually make the game lag at points in time. Anyways, one of the few things that I'm going to be experimenting with in this series, and you might have already picked up on it, is that I'm actually going to be using both copies of the game, and I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between the two. I always wanted to try this, and I thought it would be fun to do. So you're going to get to see a little bit of both games, and that way I could also show you some of the differences between the two. One of the first immediate differences is that if you're playing Sun, the early game is going to be daytime, and if you're playing Moon, these opening cutscenes are going to be at nighttime, and the Meowth is going to come wake you up in the middle of the night. You pain in the butt cat, you're just like my real cats who come and wake me up in the middle of the night. Who wakes me up in the middle of the night? Anyways, if you head over to your desk and check your little book there, it's from your father, and it's going to give you 2 tips. For starters, on the bottom screen, you can pull up the options. I always like setting my game text to fast. And you can also learn how to save the game, which is of course going to be a vital tool in this game, as it is with pretty much every video game. I won't be using the bottom screen for the majority of this video because nothing actually happens on the bottom screen in Sun and Moon in the beginning. So don't be like shocked that I'm not showing the bottom screen yet. I'll start showing it when it's irrelevant. Mom, why are you waking me up? I'm still sleeping. I'm jet lagged. I flew places. Apparently you're from Kanto, because first gen remakes again confirmed, maybe? Or my personal dream of having all the Pokemon regions in one video game, but I don't think that one's ever really gonna happen. A man can dream, right? Doorbell rings, probably the professor who you Skyped with forever ago, 3 months ago. I'd rather not go answer the door. I'd rather make myself a sandwich in this nice sparkling clean kitchen, or head up here and explore, and oh my goodness, your mother has a room of her own. I never thought I'd see the day. Meowth sleeps in Mom's bed. Hehehe. Alright, fine, let's go open the door for the professor, or he could just let himself in. That's cool too, I guess. I mean, to be fair, I have spent generations of video games just barging into people's houses, but I didn't expect that from another video game character. That might be a new one for me. And yes, I'm feeling jet lag. It's the middle of the night. People wouldn't let me sleep. Because reasons. Anyways, this is Professor Kukui. Oh god, I'm back. I'm back to butcher names, guys. I'm gonna butcher every name in the book beneath the moon and sun and stars in between. I think I'm just gonna call him Professor Cuckoo, because to be bluntly honest, this guy is a bit cuckoo. I think it's Kukui. Kukui? Kukui. Kukui. Anyways, he's gonna talk about these Island Kahuna people. And if you've been a long-time Pokemon fan like me, I spoiled myself on the games. I did research on the new stuff that was coming out, but if you don't know anything about these games, and you've played Pokemon games before, this whole Kahuna thing is going to make you raise some eyebrows, because it turns out that Sun and Moon changed a few things from the tried and true formula of Pokemon games, and you'll see that as we go along. And I guess we should go to our room and put on a hat. I sure hope this is a cool looking hat. Better be a cool looking hat. The moment of truth. Oh boy, what a cool looking hat. Oh no, what is that? Okay, I'm sorry to all the girls who play this game, or all the people who play as a female trainer. I feel so sorry that you have to wear a flower on your head. Professor, what illegal substances are you on right now? Because this hat is not styling. In fact, never use the word styling again. It sounds wrong. Oh god, what have I gotten myself into? Okay. Remain calm. Exit the house. It'll be all okay. Hop out into the great outdoors, but Professor, I want to go the other way. Fine, I'll follow the professor. If I had one single complaint about Pokemon Sun and Moon, it is this. The beginning of this game is incredibly slow. The tutorial phase of this game is really slow, and you could probably tell by the length of this video. It takes a half an hour to basically get your starter Pokemon. I used to be able to do that back in the old days in about 10 minutes. You're gonna head up the Route 1. Don't worry, there's nothing really to do here, and you're basically going to be handheld your way through the route. And of course, there's the science guy who's gonna talk to you. Head up and meet the professor, and the one little kid who's nearby is gonna come over and also say his piece. Now, one of the interesting things about Sun and Moon, and I know I didn't cover the 6th gen Pokemon games on YouTube yet. Hopefully one day I will. I haven't covered them yet though. And the big thing in those games was the whole Mega Evolution thing. This game is all about moves. Pokemon moves. So you're going to be hearing that theme a lot as we continue to play through the games, and you'll see how it later applies to the story as we go. And as we continue our walk, Kukui is going to just give you some of the basics about Pokemon, like walking into grass will trigger Pokemon battles. And the item on the ground, Professor. And there's some other item. The completionist in me is like screaming at the top of its lungs to go pick up the Pokeballs on the ground. Professor, we can't leave those items on the ground. Please. Okay, we're gonna walk by them. Oh well. Welcome to Iki Town, or Iki? Come on, I shouldn't already be butchering 3-letter names, and I'm butchering 3-letter names. Cookie's gonna be like, yo, we were supposed to meet people here, and there's kahunas and deities, and where is everyone? Go look for them. Like, I know what a kahuna looks like, Professor. Oh, you'll know what a kahuna looks like. A kahuna looks like a kahuna. Like, I know what a kahuna looks like. Kahuna, kahana, tomato, tomata. What? While you're here, you might as well take a brief little walk around the town. There actually isn't anything to do here. Now, these games are very big, and there's a lot to do, so eventually I might start cutting off the idle chit-chat from the game in favor of just covering the places that actually give you stuff and things that you can actually do. Because there's a lot of world building in these games compared to the older games. I mean, this is your first small town, and there's 3 houses and people everywhere. Back in my day, the starting town had 2 houses and a professor's research lab, so feel free to walk around. There isn't actually anything to do, but it is nice. I'd say one of my more favorite things about Sun and Moon so far, and I have played through the games in its entirety so far, and one of my favorite things is I really like the way they've built up the world in Sun and Moon. The games have a wonderful atmosphere, and Alola actually feels like a real region. Anyways, I guess we should go look for the kahuna. Ooh, girl. Is the girl the kahuna? It's the girl from that vision I had. Except it wasn't really a vision, it was just a third-person cutscene. I don't know what it was, but it's a girl. We must pursue the girl. The girl might have cookies. And let's be honest, everyone loves cookies. Well, I guess we shall follow the girl, shall we? The Mahalo Trail. It's a long, winding trail with absolutely nothing on it. But it does have a girl on it. And that girl must be pursued! She even has a frilly hat. I like hats. It's much better than the hat that the female trainer gets. Why couldn't I get that hat? That hat's cool. It's so fashionable. That hat is everything I would want in a hat. Ay. Oh my goodness. It's a puffy space thing. And it's Spearow. It's always Spearow. Why are Spearow so evil? First they came for my Pikachu. I'll never forget how Ash valiantly saved Pikachu from a horde of Spearows like 5 million anime episodes ago. By the way, this is completely off topic, but oh god, the way they made Ash look in the new Pokemon anime, oh god, I don't even have words for it. Okay, I'm off topic. Save Nebby. Save the puffy space thing. The puffy space thing is cute. And I don't like Spearow anyways. They're annoying. And I don't know why she can't walk across the bridge, but let's walk across the bridge. Because surely this is a safe and it's not a safe and stay. Who built this stuff? I feel like we're about to die. I feel like we're about to win some award for being incredibly stupid for walking across this bridge. Does anyone else get that vibe? I'm getting that vibe. Okay, we haven't fallen off. We haven't died yet. The puffy space thing's gonna explode. Now we're gonna die. Darn it. What the? Nani? Durr. The main character of this game always has the derpiest expressions on his face. He's just like, durr, what is that thing? It just saved my life, but I'm just gonna stare empty into the abyss. But it's okay, for we have saved the puffy space thing. I like how its name is Nebby. It's actually pretty interesting because I have a cat named Penelope, and for a while, or eventually over time, I eventually started calling her Nelly, because that's like a nice abbreviation. And then at one point in time, I was calling her Nebby. So when I saw this girl use the nickname Nebby, I'm like, oh my goodness, the puffy space thing is my cat. My cat is actually behind me right now as I'm recording this. And she's actually looking at me. I think it's because I said Nelly and Nebby. So she's like staring at me. Oh god, she's staring at me. And for some odd reason, this girl does not seem to get the message when I ask, who are you? I've asked twice now, who are you? And she has ignored me twice. Now I know people don't like listening to me. And I know like it's hard for people to want to like comprehend and listen to what I have to say. But, and this is where all of you are now collectively sitting there watching this video saying, what's he talking about? I'm not listening. And I'm like, darn it, I just set myself up for that. Who are you? And fine, I'll walk you back to town. You know, I was supposed to get a starter Pokemon. If I got a starter Pokemon from the Kahuna, which if you're the Kahuna, that would be helpful, because then I could fight Spearow. But you're probably not the Kahuna, because you didn't have Pokemon to save Nebby, but you do have Nebby, so you are a trainer. What is going on? Oh, so you're Lily, the assistant. We could have just saved ourselves a lot of ranting and rambling energy if you just told me that in the first place, Lily. You could have just told me. And now the Kahuna's gonna show up. You know, I just risked my life for a girl who won't listen to me, and for a Kahuna who wasn't where he was supposed to be. Although I have to admit, the professor did say he would look like a Kahuna, and I don't know what a Kahuna looks like, but he kinda looks like what I'd envision a Kahuna to look like. So, touche, Professor. Touche. So apparently the Pokemon that saved our butt is named Tapu. I'm so bad at names, guys. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a long series. You're gonna listen to me butcher every name under the moon. But it saved us. Tapu Koko. Koko. Saved us. And apparently it liked me. It gave me something. I mean, that's a good sign, right? It chose to save my life for no real reason whatsoever. I'm glad we got the chance to meet today too. Can I have my Pokemon now? I mean, I'm 20 minutes into this video. I have dinner to go eat. I have places to be, people to see. Anyways, the famous, most difficult choice in any Pokemon game. Your starter Pokemon. We have Rowlet, the grass type, Litten, the fire type, and Popplio, the water type. So, let me give a brief overview of these Pokemon for you to help you aid in your choice. First off is Rowlet, the grass flying type, which later swaps out flying for ghost. Stat-wise, it's the most well-rounded of your options, but it does come with one downside, and that's it has the most weaknesses of your three options. The second option is Litten, which later picks up the dark type. Out of the three choices, it's the most physically bulky, boasting in defense, HP, and attack. However, despite these good stats, its move pool doesn't necessarily match up, making it probably the most TM dependent of the three. The final starter is Popplio, which adds the fairy type to its arsenal, giving it the fewest weaknesses of the three options. Stat-wise, it's the opposite of Litten, where all of its strengths are in the special department, and unlike Litten, it has the move pool to back it up. Anyways, after you've sat and thought about your selection, you can make your choice. Now, since I'm playing 2 copies of the game, I'm actually going to use all 3 starters. I'm going to use a Litten on Sun, Popplio on Moon, and I'm going to bounce Rowlet back and forth between the 2 games, just so I can show off all 3 of them to you guys. I actually think the starters of this game are all pretty cool, which is something I haven't actually felt for a few generations. There's usually one starter that I don't like, but I'm pretty fond of all 3 starters in this game. And apparently the Pokemon also has to choose you. What happens if it doesn't choose me? Is it just like, oh, well, sorry, adventure's over. You don't get a Pokemon because it doesn't choose you. You know, I could just throw a Pokeball at it and force it to choose me. Isn't that what most trainers do? Well, I guess we're in luck. It likes us anyway. I like the Lily's expression in the background there. She's just like, oh my god. I left the oven on. Oh, and starter Pokemon. Starter Pokemon are cool. Yay, let's be friends for life, because you know, making a lifelong commitment to somebody you just meet is always a good idea. That always works out. Oh, look, it's the flying space puffy thing that's supposed to be in its bag. You think I chose a wonderful Pokemon. I think I chose a wonderful Pokemon too. Anyways, the professor is going to hit you up with some useful tools that you are going to make great use of on your adventure. The first is the Pokedex. The second thing is your trainer passport, which is functionally pretty much the same as your trainer card from past Pokemon games. And he's going to tell you to go talk to your mom. So I'll show you these cool items that he just handed to you. Now, some of this stuff is on the bottom screen. For starters, you now have access to your Pokemon party, so you can go check out your Pokemon. That's on the bottom screen. Second thing is the Pokedex, which is split between both screens. Now, Alola is big. So the Pokedex is actually divided into 4 separate mini Pokedexes as well as the whole Pokedex. You're also going to get access to your item slots. I'll talk more about the Pokedex in general later. Here's your trainer passport, which basically shows your picture, and later on it'll show stuff on the bottom screen, which is basically your accomplishments. And then finally, the last item is basically functionally the same as what was known as Pokemon Ami in the 6th gen Pokemon games. So if you've played 6th Gen Pokemon, this should look very familiar to you. Pokemon of Me was basically a way for you to like interact with your Pokemon on the bottom screen, and then you would get rewarded through it by making your Pokemon like you more. In this game, there is a few differences. For starters, you now don't feed them Pokepuffs, you feed them these little bean things, these little candies, and you'll learn more about how to acquire those because you don't acquire them through mini games anymore. Eventually, over time, if you pet your Pokemon and play with them, you'll be able to raise their affection stat, and as you raise this stat, your Pokemon will get little hidden perks in combat, such as an increase in experience. Sometimes they'll hold out and live against moves that should knock them out. All sorts of little things. You'll see the bonuses as you play the game. I highly recommend you check it out, and you should consistently take care of your Pokemon, because we should all be friends and love our Pokemon in happiness. Also, who on earth are you? Like, what is with people not introducing themselves? Like, who are you people? Anyways, he's gonna walk up to you and be like, you, battle, now. Like, I know that we just met, and this is crazy, but here's my Pokemon, let's battle. And I hate that song, and I'm never gonna reference that song again. And I fully understand if all of you have just turned this video off for me referencing that song. Take a moment to prep yourself for this battle, because they actually give you that option now. And when you're ready, let's have our first trainer battle. As I'm sure you've probably already figured out, as customary in Pokemon games, Howl is going to be your rival these games. And like most Pokemon games, your rival also has one of the 3 starter Pokemon. In Sun and Moon, though, he's going to have the Pokemon that is weak to your starter, aka the Fire, Water, Grass Trinity, where water beats fire, fire beats grass, grass beats water. So, if you start with Rowlet, he's going to have Popplio. I didn't start with Rowlet in either of my games. If he does have Popplio, it's level 5 water type with the moves Pound, Water Gun, and Growl. I started with Litten in Sun, and as you saw, he had a Rowlet, level 5, Grass Flying type with Tackle, Leafage, and Growl. And in my other game, I chose Popplio, where he has a Litten, level 5, Fire type with the moves Scratch, Ember, and Growl. Now, since he chose the Pokemon that is weak to your starter, these fights are very easy, and they're a good learning experience for you on basically type advantages. Because with about 2 uses of your strong move, you should be able to finish off his starter no problem. So, use Water Gun, use Leafage, use Ember, ignore your other moves, they aren't needed in this fight. And his starter should go down with absolutely no trouble. Howl is actually a pretty interesting character. His smile is admittedly quite contagious. So use this opportunity to beat him to a pulp, because he doesn't deserve the win. How dare he not pick the starter that is strong against yours? If this was Gary Oak, he would have picked what was strong against me, and then I would have had to actually struggle for my win. But Howl's nice, he picks the starter you're weak to. Or the starter that you're strong against, and... What is chicken skin? I've never heard that term before. Is that like the equivalent of Goosebumps? This kid, man, he's a strange one. I mean, I'm a strange person. I know I'm a strange person. This kid is seriously strange. What are we talking about? I'm still trying to get over chicken skin here. Oh, the stone. Tapu Koko, the stone, this lore, this moon, the sky, the sun. Oh, he's just gonna take our stone. Fine, I didn't want the stone anyways. Oy. These people are very exhausting. I agree. I should go home and sleep, because for some odd reason, we're out in the middle of the night. You know, the space puffy thing is supposed to be a secret, but it doesn't seem like much of a secret. It's just like sitting out in the open for everyone to see. I thought you were supposed to be protecting that thing. Ah, I'm surrounded by buffoons. Hi, Mom. I got a new Pokemon. Isn't it cute? It's gonna rival you, Meowth. You're no longer the top dog in this house. Or, top cat. Or top. I don't even know what Poplio is. Is it like a seal? A dog? What is it? What is it? I don't... Oh well. There's plenty more adventures to be had, but we'll do that next time. Before I wrap up the video, I'd like to go over a few things real quick with you guys. One, I'd like to take a moment to offer my sincerest apologies for disappearing off the face of YouTube for what probably seemed like forever. I've waited as long as I have to start uploading to YouTube again because I've held the belief that I should not return until I could truly commit to a return where I can give you guys frequent quality content. Additionally, I also feel that I definitely owe you guys an explanation, but it's a really long story and it would take far too long to tell in this video. So what I'm hoping to do is someday in the next week or two, I'm going to sit down and take some time to write up a document explaining why I've been gone for so long. I'll likely link that in a future video description, as well as probably on the Super Skarmory Twitter account, which is also linked in the video description beneath the stream. Additionally, you may or may not also know about a Twitch account that I've been running while I've been gone from YouTube at twitch.tv/KingAzil. This account has basically been my personal place to chill and hang out with the few people who want to come and watch. I tend to stream games like League of Legends, Hearthstone, and Overwatch, but I have been known to stream other things from time to time. It also has an alternative Twitter account with it at twitter.com/thekingofzil. It's more of a personal Twitter account of mine, and it's a good way to contact me if you want to get a hold of me. I know most of my YouTube audience is primarily interested in Nintendo, so it's fine if you have no interest in my Twitch channel, but it is a good place to come talk to me directly rather than using my Twitter account or YouTube comments. Additionally, I know some of you may be wondering about the current direction of this YouTube channel just because I showed up out of nowhere and started uploading again. For starters, I'm doing Sun and Moon now because the games just came out, and I'm currently getting back into the swing of things. I am really rusty at this whole process, so I'm doing a lot of experimenting right now, and I'm trying out some new fun editing ideas that you'll hopefully be seeing in the next few videos as I flesh things out. So I'd love to get your guys' feedback on what I'm doing in the comments beneath the stream so that I can hopefully bring you guys even cooler stuff in the future. As for other projects, I would like to go back and revisit Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire since I didn't get anywhere with that the first time I tried it. I will likely do that after Sun and Moon. I am canceling Chrono Trigger and New Super Mario Bros. And may or may not decide to revisit them and start them from scratch in the future. I will offer more details in that explanation document when I get around to typing it up as to why I've made that decision. The last thing I want to talk about briefly with you guys is, since I was last on YouTube, a particular website called Patreon has become the new hip thing for content creators. So I decided to start one of those up. If you haven't heard of the website, it's basically a way for you guys to offer financial support to me for the content that I bring. I don't expect people to do so, and I will always bring you guys content as long as people watch, regardless of the money that I make from this YouTube channel. But it is an option that I wanted to make available to anyone who wanted to support me, and it is a way that you can help make my life a little easier if you wish to do so. I currently am not doing any rewards for it, and likely won't do any for a while, but I am open to ideas and will likely do so in the future. Anyways, sorry for making a long video even longer, but this was information that I definitely wanted to relay to you guys. I've poured a lot of effort into this series, and I can't wait to bring you guys a ton of awesome videos, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, day, or night, and I will see you guys next time.